Shalom. Hope everyone's having a blessed evening. What's that evening? A blessed morning. Life in abundance to all who come across this video. As you come in, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Today's video is going to be about the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. That's right. The majority of what we go through on a daily basis is not physical. It's all spiritual. Have to be spiritual minded at all times. When people think they're going back and forth arguing with a person, it's not necessarily the person you're dealing with. It's the spirit behind the person that you're dealing with. And I'm gonna go back to this verse real quick, 'cause I should have, said it beforehand, but the Bible says the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God, through the pulling down of strongholds and casting down imaginations and everything that exalts itself above the knowledge of God, and bring it into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach. So what that means, Hamashiach means Christ. But what that means is, I'm gonna basically try to explain it in a way where you'll be able to understand. And then I'll explain how you could fight off the devices that the enemy tries to throw our way. Okay. Say if you're struggling with corn or whatever, brothers and sisters that you may be struggling with that, that right there, the enemy will send, he'll send images or, random videos pertaining to that particular type of content. You know what I'm saying? Say if you trying to get away from weed, he'll, have a random person come up to you and try to offer you some weed randomly out of the blue. It's not a coincidence. It's because you're trying to get away from that said thing. Okay, another example. If you're trying to get away from alcohol, they'll send ads. They probably send ads through the advertisements through the phones or through TVs or whatever have you. They'll promote alcohol to you. Say if you're trying to go on a diet, lose weight, they'll send plenty of advertisements about food and restaurants, things of that sort. Things that's going to keep you, stuck on a certain frequency. Say if you trying to get away from drugs, they'll possibly send somebody, the enemy will send somebody your way, try, tempt you to go back to, using some drugs or whatever have you. Things of that sort. There's numerous things that the enemy likes to use to keep us stuck in our sin. He tries to keep us in our sin, and he wants us to go to hell with him. He wants the majority of the world. He really wants everybody to go to hell with him. He's trying to collect as many souls as he can in order to fulfill his on wicked desires because he knows his time is short and he knows he's running out of time and he needs to acquire as many souls as he can in order to, you know what I'm saying, in order to not be alone in hell. Because he knows that the vast majority of people are going to follow behind him. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, those are that I was letting you know the examples of how the enemy tries to tempt us. Alright. Now, the ways that we can deal with that is if you're trying to go on a diet. And really this applies for all of them, to be honest with you. The number one thing is that we use on a daily basis is our phone, right? So we should just cut off our phone. Put it on do not disturb at certain times of the day. Or you can just cut it off completely for a week or so. And I'm not saying like cut it off if you got some important things going on and you need to stay in contact with your family and stuff like that, or business meetings or anything like that. I'm saying like just cut it off for a certain amount of time, a certain period of time, a certain length of time, in order to get your thoughts together, in order to fight off those urges, whatever it may be that you may be struggling with, whatever you're trying to accomplish. You should just cut it off for a minute. That goes for anything, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I find myself, playing video games a little too much at times. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with playing video games. I'm not one of those overly religious type people. You know what I'm saying? You can't play video games and stuff like that, or work out or anything like that, or go out to the bar every now and again. I ain't saying that, but I'm saying like there's got to be a limit. There's got to be a balance. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, I'm speaking to myself. Like that's something I'm, just slowly starting to get. Slowly starting to understand. Like you got to have a balance in everything to life. You know what I'm saying? Everything. You can't overdo something, and you can't like be so minute with things. You got to pay attention to detail. You know what I mean? But yeah. That was the message. That was how you can, deal with those things. You know what I mean? Just like pretty much, get away from those things. Block the ads that you can block the ads, period, or you can block them from that very specific point in time. Just block them so you can get your mind right, so you can focus on your goals. Write down goals, dreams, and affirmations that you may have. Speak them into existence. It's things you can do to better your life. You just got to be willing to put in the work. Not make excuses, not procrastinate, and just focus on your goals, man. You just got to focus. And truthfully, it's not that hard, but I understand at times it can be hard to focus and to not let the distractions get to you. But in the end, you just gotta focus, man. Gotta focus. Can't really be making excuses. Because in the end, that's what the enemy likes. He likes for us to make excuses. He likes for us to stay in a certain type of frequency where we're not worthy enough. Say if we trying our best to turn our life around and flee from sin and get to the Most High. He'll, use any type of thing. He'll use people to like keep you stuck in this low vibration frequency. Or he'll just, jump inside the people that's around you that you may be friends with or whatever, or your family members, have them start, belittling you or gaslighting you. They're trying to keep you in a low vibration so you won't feel like you're worthy enough to turn your life around. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can turn their life around. No matter what they did, man. Anybody can turn their life around. As long as they truly do feel, conviction about what they did. You know what I'm saying? When they're truly trying to turn their life around, anybody can turn their life around. No matter what, man. Now, am I saying that people that actually enjoy doing certain things, I'm not going to judge them, but the Most High is going to judge all man according to his works. But for people that actually take joy in doing things that are harmful to individuals in any way, shape, or form, they're already reserved for the lake of fire. There's no trying to change people like that. You know what I'm saying? If somebody wants to change, yes, they may struggle with the message, or they may struggle with certain things, but in the end, they're gonna do what it takes to make strides to change for the better. They're not gonna be perfect. It's not gonna happen overnight. But in the end, once you really, feel conviction, and, take responsibility and take accountability for your actions, then that's when you'll truly start to see a change inside that person. You know what I mean? And we should be striving to become the better version of ourselves every day. You know what I'm saying? I got my struggles as well, but in the end, I take accountability for my struggles, and I acknowledge them, and I do my best to do better the next time. It's all a struggle. It's a battle every day. Every day is a spiritual battle. You gotta remember, stay spiritual minded at all times. And be sober and be vigilant. Because the adversary, the devil, is roaming about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. So you always gotta remember, stay sober and vigilant. Don't take your eyes off the prize, which is the Most High. Don't take your prize off him. But at the same time, don't be ignorant. We're not ignorant of his devices. We know what he tries to throw our way, whether it be lust, scantily clad women, drugs, excessive amounts of, drugs or weed, or alcohol, things of that nature, money, fame, notoriety. Those are the things that the world loves. And if you love those things, the love of the Father is not in you. It's not in you, man. For all that is of the world, the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life are not of the Father, but are of the world. And once again, if you love the world, the love of the Father is not in you. Meaning, even if you love people, even if you are associates with them, and you actually like hanging around those type of people, the love of the Father, it don't dwell in you. It's just point blank period. Now, am I saying if you come into the truth and you acknowledge those type of things, and you know that those type of people, you can't hang around them, so you get away from them, You know, I'm not saying that. Of course, you're gonna get away from it if you know someone is walking contrary to the, to the word. Of course, you're gonna get away from them. But what that means is, like, if someone is, not trying to get away from individuals that partake in things of the world, then they just going. They just don't have the love of the Father in them. It's just simple as that. You know what I mean? But yeah, always remember, man, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God, through the pulling down of strongholds, and casting down imagination, and everything that exalts itself above the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. So every day, every single day, we should be striving to be like Christ, because the head of every man is Christ, and the head of Christ is God. And no one comes to the Father except through Christ. And if you accept Christ, and you accept the one that sent him, like he said. And if anyone doesn't receive us, then they don't receive HaMashiach. They don't receive Christ. If they don't receive us. So, you always got to remember, man, everything is spiritual. Yes, we are in the physical, but everything is spiritual. Just remember that. So whenever you get tempted to do these things, whenever the enemy sends people your way to try to get you to go back to a lifestyle that you know you've been delivered from, you know you're trying to get away from, you gotta be aware of that. You gotta remember, okay, this person is trying to tempt me because I'm trying to flee from sin. The enemy is sending an agent my way, try to get me to go back to sin. And they may not even actually try to get you to do something. They might actually try to, just plant a seed in your mind to get you to thinking like, oh, maybe I should go back to doing that. And really, it's not going to put you in good standing with the Most High at all. It's going to mess up your walk entirely, matter of fact. But, yeah, I hope y'all got edified with this video. I hope y'all have a blessed rest of the day. Thank you for listening. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. That being said, shalom. Peace out.